Olivia Newton in G-string photos leave little to imagination. This headline has stirred strong reactions, nostalgia, and debate across the internet. Olivia Newton-John has always held a unique place in global pop culture. She was admired not only for her beauty, but for her talent, warmth, and timeless presence. Because of that legacy, any resurfaced or discussed images linked to her naturally attract attention. What makes this moment so impactful is not shock alone, but the emotional contrast between how audiences remember her and how these photos are being perceived today. For many fans, Olivia Newton-John symbolized grace and elegance. From her iconic roles to her unforgettable music, she carried an image that felt approachable and sincere. That is why the discussion around these photos has been layered and complex. Supporters argue that confidence and self-expression were always part of her identity, even if they were not always the focus of her public image. Others feel protective of her legacy, emphasizing respect over sensationalism. Social media has been flooded with mixed reactions. Some viewers view the images as a reminder of her confidence and the era she represented, a time when expression was evolving and boundaries were being challenged. Others feel the headlines exaggerate the narrative, turning a moment of personal expression into something far louder than it needs to be. What remains undeniable is that Olivia Newton-John continues to spark conversation, even years after stepping away from the spotlight. It is important to understand the context of her career. Olivia lived through decades of cultural change, where public expectations of women shifted dramatically. She navigated those changes with composure, rarely allowing controversy to define her. The way these photos are discussed today says as much about modern audiences as it does about her. Society now consumes celebrity imagery differently, often prioritizing clicks over context. Rather than diminishing her legacy, many fans believe these discussions highlight how multifaceted she truly was. Olivia Newton-John was not a one-dimensional figure. She was an artist, a performer, and a woman who evolved with time. Confidence, after all, does not cancel dignity. For her supporters, the focus should remain on her accomplishments, resilience, and the joy she brought to millions. Critics argue that certain headlines go too far, reducing a legendary figure to a single visual moment. That concern has fueled conversations about how media should treat iconic women, especially those who are no longer here to shape the narrative themselves. Respect, many say, should come before sensationalism. In the end, this story is not about imagination or exposure. It is about perspective. Olivia Newton-John's legacy cannot be confined to any single image or headline. She remains remembered for her talent, kindness, and influence. While debates may continue, her place in entertainment history is secure, defined not by controversy, but by the lasting impact she left on generations of fans.